name is Protazio Sande, Director Planning, Research and Market Development at the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Cargo insurance is generally a form of insurance which is consumed or purchased by importers. And what actually it does, it covers the importers in terms of their goods, or what we call cargo, from numerous risks associated with import trade. For example, the risks of delay. Yes, if for instance you are looking at an importer who is dealing in perishables and there is a breakdown in the system and there is delay, everything is gone, insurance covers that. The risk of theft, if it's on water, we talk of piracy, they still do happen. But most importantly, the risk of accident. If you are dealing, for instance, in glassware, that's a very high risk. Collusion can cause fire, among others. So what that kind of insurance, the marine cargo insurance does, it is providing protection to this importer who is importing from China to Uganda, and the cargo offers protection from the warehouse of the country of origin to the warehouse of the country of destination. So that's what actually it does. And what the importer is doing, they are paying a certain premium which has been agreed upon. If, for example, you're importing clothes, our premium rate is about 0.35%. So you're paying 0.35% of the value of the goods you're importing, and from that 0.35% you have that guaranteed protection from warehouse to warehouse. Marine insurance is actually the oldest form of insurance, and it's been in existence for as long as insurance has been in existence. And from the statistics, a number of companies have already been purchasing insurance, marine cargo insurance for their goods. But what we noticed is that there are challenges. Number one, majority of the importers have not been insuring. Majority. Number two, even those that have been insuring have been having challenges when it would come to accessing claims. If your insurer is in China and you have got your goods have been destroyed in a warehouse in Kampala, in Malaba, so how do you access the claims? So what is going to be different is that, number one, the importers are now have been encouraged, but also it has become mandatory that they have to buy marine insurance in the spirit of protecting their goods, really. Number two is that they are going to access it via an online platform. So it has been made more convenient, as opposed to walking to an insurance company offices. You can access it online. And number three, and most important is actually the value proposition, that it's relatively cheaper for the importers to buy insurance. Now, the rates have come down as a result of, we call it economies of scale, because of volumes. The volumes of imports involved on a daily has made it possible for insurers to offer very competitive rates to the importers. So yes, it's been around. It's actually the oldest form of insurance, but the uptake has been low. So government, from their point of view and in the spirit of making business more sustainable, have now kind of incentivized the importers by making it compulsory, but also the sector has worked to make it also very convenient and cheaper for the importer to access the same. Yeah, sure. Several advantages that purchasing local marine insurance cargo comes with. I will mention a few of them. Number one, you are buying local. If you are buying from Sande, you know where to find Sande. But if you are buying from Kiwangzu, somewhere, you may not even have known the location. You find challenges when something has happened. So here you can touch the face to the person you've bought the goods from. That is advantage number one. Advantage number two is that it is very convenient now. You just need internet on your phone or on your computer. By filling some basic information which is required to help the insurer underwrite and price, you get a quotation, you pay, input the reference number, the policy is sent on the computer. So you've done everything on the computer in the comfort of your office. Number three, it is cheaper. It's going to be cheaper in the long run. Now, especially for those who have not been paying insurance. They have been importing without insurance. What IRA has been doing, because IRA taxes have to be computed on the basis of CIF, in the absence of I, which is insurance, IRA inputs 1%. That's an agreed rate in the East African community. 1%. Now, meaning that for any insurance which is less than 1%, and actually can guarantee that most of the rates are actually lower than 1%. So if the I is going to be less than 1%, there are two major advantages. Number one, the tax liability is going to reduce. Because if I'm paying 25% of CIF and the I has reduced from the 1% which has been imbued automatically to 0.3%, it means the tax liability has reduced. But two, and most importantly, I have protection. The other side, they put 1%, but you don't have protection. Here they are putting 0.3%. You are benefiting from a reduced tax obligation, but you're also benefiting from protection. And lastly, we have to build our country. For me, if I'm an importer, I would feel happy promoting local content. Because when I pay this premium, part of this premium goes to taxation. The tax revenue is going to be used to build a road where my grandmother will go, will use, to build a hospital where my uncle will run to. So there is that indirect benefit which I will get by contributing to the national cause. We need to build Uganda by buying Uganda. Section 9, subsection 2 of the Insurance Act 2017 already made it mandatory that imports should be insured locally. Okay? But you see, having a law is one thing, and having people comply is another. Now, the approach that we adopted as a regulator is that we have to do facilitative regulation. Now, why now? That's the question which has come up. It's because we've taken time to ensure that we have everybody move with us. Because you see, if you are to enforce this immediately, it comes with a lot of challenges and sometimes inconveniences. The moment you change the status quo, you expect challenges. So to minimize on those challenges, we agreed that let's move together. So we've had numerous stakeholder consultations so that they are able to appreciate where we are coming from, so that it's not just enforcing compliance. And actually, yes, we are saying effective 1st July. It sounds like enforcing, but actually we are interested more in voluntary compliance by looking at the value that there is for an importer. So yes, it has taken time to build that consensus, to get everybody to work with us. But also, we had to come up with a mechanism to make importers' lives easy. These days we are in a digital world, so we have spent time building a system, integrating this system with the URA's system, so that as you pay the taxes and wherever URA can also see your insurance status, and everything is done and cleared at the same point with minimal inconvenience. Now, to arrive at the consensus and to come up with that system explains why it has actually taken time from 2017, when the law gave us the mandate, today, 2022, when we are saying effective 1st July, let's see people comply. that has been the thing of the past, and it has been true. That the process of accessing insurance has traditionally been a lengthy process. Bring this document, fill this paper, fill here, sign here, touch here, that kind of process. But you see, insurance, just like any other sector, especially the financial services sector, the services sector has to change. And we've seen insurance changing. And actually, I have just spoken about the system. Why we have that system in place, it is to ensure that you can buy insurance within, say, 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Because we have put all the information requirement in the system. Meaning that you just need to fill and upload whatever documents that have been asked and click OK. And you'll get an automatic quotation. You pay the money, you get a policy. So we are looking at a process of maybe within 5 minutes. You should have got your policy. So, yes, the process has been long, but through information technology, we have tried to provide a mechanism where within as short as 5 minutes, somebody should be having their insurance policy. So we want this experience to be seamless. We want to leverage on customer experience so that we also move with the rest of the world. If I can make a money transfer on my phone within 1 minute, then somebody should also buy an insurance policy within the same period. So we cannot allow to be left behind. We are leveraging on technology. That system is aimed at curing that lengthy bureaucratic procedures, which have been things of the past. I would say, what does it mean to the consumer? Because actually our focus is more on the consumer. Coming together is strength. Now, when we have so many insurers, the non-life insurers, for that matter, coming together and forming a co-insurance arrangement or a consortium like you have mentioned, it means you are bringing together expertise, you are bringing together resources to make this offer solid. So, to a consumer, you expect better service, more solid service, more quality service because of unity as opposed to fragmented service. Number two, we expect that your claims process should be as fast. Now, for us as an industry, you said to the sector, yes. Number one, it's a symbol of maturity. When you see companies agreeing to do something as a collective, that's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of stability. That to begin with, they trust each other. And you can only trust your other company if you know that the other company is stable. So it's a sign of stability. But two, it also means that they are able to build capacity together. Now, when we talk of import-associated risks, some risks are real high. So much that one company may not dare to touch. But if we have companies coming together, then they are putting their respective capacities together, they are becoming more solid, and they are capable of underwriting even what would perceive as to be very huge and high risk. So, number one, the sector is solid. Number two, the sector is increasingly becoming capable of underwriting even what we would consider to be very high risks. The final take on this thing is that let's cooperate. We've already received some dissenting views about marine insurance being compulsory. Some people have said that we do not have the legal mandate to do that we don't have the locus to enforce that. But certainly, Section 9.2 of the Insurance Act makes it very clear. And when somebody who is interested can look at that section, it uses the word shall not. Now, what that means is that it's mandatory. But for us, we've even gone beyond that and said, okay, assuming there was no law, but what is the value proposition? Because as an importer, I'm interested in the value proposition. If I give an example of an importer who is importing steel, scrap, metal, the premium rate is less than 0.2%. Now, they can do their computation along the way. They will actually realize that by having local insurance at 0.178% or something, less than 0.2%, you are saving money in form of tax to begin with, because IRA has agreed that, okay, we can maybe get the low tax, but there is a greater contribution of this company, the economy, if they buy local insurance. So the ultimate effect of buying local insurance will actually be lower aggregate total import cost. For, I have mentioned metal, steel, and the like, clothing the same. But in addition to that, you have protection. Protection. So with or without the law, our position is that it still makes sense to comply because there is value in that. You save on tax liability, you save on ultimate total aggregate cost, but most importantly, you have protection. Then you are able to do business not as a gamble, but business that has a very sustainable backbone. Because whatever comes from one warehouse to another, you have somebody you can run to for redress. So my take is that people should cooperate. We work together and build this country in a way that is sustainable.